serving your town and all of northern Michigan. This is 7 and 4 News at 11.
Well, it has been a far cry from a picture-perfect fall day with all the rain. Tonight, things are a little more quiet as we take a live look over Traverse City. And good evening, I'm Greg Angel in tonight for Bill Fralick. Well, as we head into the latter part of the weekend, the question now really becomes, is there any sunshine on the way? Well, let's turn over to 7 and 4 Storm Team meteorologist Jane Smith with the answer to that question. It was a scary situation for two fast food workers in Wexford County earlier this morning. Troopers from the Michigan State Police Post in Cadillac say around 1 a.m. a man armed with a gun walked into the Arby's store in Herring Township. Once inside, we're told the man forced two female employees into a back room where the man took a large sum of cash. Troopers are asking anyone who may have been in the vicinity of the restaurant on Mitchell Street around 12:45 a.m. to call the Silent Observer tip line. It's 1-800-528-8234. It's expected to be a spirited ceremony Sunday for the unveiling of a new Fallen Heroes Foundation monument in Gaylord. The monument will pay tribute to those servicemen and women from Otsego County who have put their lives on the lines during the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The monument will be dedicated in memory of Gaylord native Private First Class John Bishop. The 22-year-old was killed last year while serving in Iraq. The ceremony will begin at 2 p.m. Sunday, and that will take place at the Otsego County Building in downtown Gaylord. Around the nation now, demonstrators rallied outside the Japanese embassy in D.C. to show their support for an American father jailed in Japan. A global custody battle landed Christopher Savoy in jail. He was arrested for trying to get his two children back from his ex-wife, who defied a court order in the U.S. and took them back to her native country without telling him. At today's demonstration, Savoy's current wife, Amy, called for his release. Japanese officials say Savoy will remain jailed for at least 10 days while prosecutors sort out the details of the case. In Tennessee, police say the baby who was kidnapped from his home when he was 4 days old on Tuesday has now been found safe, and a suspect is under arrest. In news around the world now, Germans celebrated their 20th anniversary of reunification today. Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Horst Kohler attended a church service and later a concert in honor of the reuniting of East and West Germany when the Berlin Wall fell. Merkel said that Germany must be prepared to overcome global challenges, specifically economic ones, in the next few years. The Berlin Wall came down when the communist East German government collapsed in 1989. Meanwhile, the head of the UN nuclear agency arrived in Iran today for talks on a timetable for inspectors to visit a newly disclosed nuclear enrichment plant. And 13 rescuers worked for 3 hours to free a baby humpback whale from a shark control net off the Australian coast today. At one point, other whales swam into the area in what appeared to be an effort to protect the baby whale, but that added more danger to the rescuers. Eventually, the rescuers were able to cut the rope, netting away the baby, and off it went. This is the third whale rescue in the last 4 weeks. Now compare that to the usual, which is just 2 a year.
Email it into hotshots@upnorthlive.com.
Gorgeous picture there, but I tell you what, looking at the 7-day forecast, it's like one of those "Where's Waldo?" It's like, where's the sunshine? You got to like stare at it for a minute. It's like, oh, there it is, Thursday. Okay, maybe later in the week.
And it's that time of year we typically see a lot of rain in the fall, and the forecast can change pretty quickly in the fall. It's just
Michigan, gotta love it. Weather keeps you on your toes, you know.
Yep.
So, all right, well, thank you, Jane. And coming up next on 7 and 4 News at 11, it's a daring procedure, but see how doctors are helping to change the outlook on life for Josephine, a beloved gorilla at a Florida zoo. Well, here's an odd question for you. Where else can you find a giant cow and Smokey the Bear hanging out? How about at the International Balloon Fiesta in Albuquerque? Yeah, that's right. The giant cow and Smokey ascended over the New Mexico at sunrise today with some 600 other hot air balloons. The slogan for this year's fiesta is mass happiness, and it's of course easy to understand why when you take a look at all the vibrant rainbow of colors that dot the sky here. The Albuquerque Fiesta started back in 1972 with just 13 balloons, but it's now billed as one of the largest hot air balloon gatherings in the world. The 9-day fiesta is expected to draw in nearly 700,000 visitors. Well, now to a 42-year-old gorilla named Josephine, who's getting a new look at the world today after nearly going blind from cataracts. Here's NBC's Mark Potter with her story. 7-0 lead. Top of the 7th now. Quentin up again. He's going to hit this one way back. There's Tigers' Curtis Granderson. He's going to be standing by to make the grab there. All in all, though, it's going to be Chicago doing most of the plays around the bases, and they're going to pull out a win tonight over Detroit with the final score of 5-1. Well, for the first time since 1967, the Michigan State Spartans now own a 2-game winning streak against Michigan. Here are the highlights from East Lansing third quarter, and check out the human hammer. Big hit from Michigan's Brandon Graham onto State's Glenn Winston. But you know what? That may be exactly what Winston needed. Fourth quarter now. Winston on the run for a 16-yard touchdown, putting State up 20-6 in OT, only needing 3 to win. Caper, he's going to be cutting it back, eventually breaking through his tackle, and he's got to drive it in for a 23-yard touchdown. And this is going to lead Michigan State to go on to win this one 26-20 in overtime. And MSU wins their second straight game against Michigan since MSU won 3 in a row back in 1965, 66, and 67. Other college football results, Dan Lefevre threw 268 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead Central Michigan University to a 20-13 win over Buffalo. Chippewas moved to 4-1 overall, 2-0 in the MAC. That's a look at sports. Time now. Pull out your lottery tickets and see if you're a big winner. Here comes tonight's winning lotto numbers.
Sunshine, but still more clouds than anything else in the sky.
All right. Thank you, Jane, and thank you for making 7 and 4 part of your night tonight. Stick around. Saturday Night Live is next.